it's happening in New York, New Jersey, or Long Island, hear about it with Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
There's a man I have immense respect for. He's just a great grounded New Yorker, and we've been talking about him all morning, how accomplished this man is, how much he has served this great city, the longest-serving commissioner of the NYPD in history, author of the book Vigilance, Commissioner Ray Kelly on the phone. Commissioner, welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning, Joe. It's great to be with you, and you certainly have an all-star cast with you as well.
I did. You know, we took the best picture, and the most buzz I got online was a picture of you, me, and Carol Alt, sir. So it was just an honor to be with you and Carol, of course, and she's in the studio now, and your buddy Arthur Aidala is here. That was a great night. Could you tell us exactly what the night was about last night, Commissioner, and why you were there?
Well, this is an event sponsored by the Federal Enforcement Homeland Security Foundation. And as you know, Secretary Ridge was there. He helped found the organization, and actually those awards last night were in his name. It is an effort to recognize and reward good work on the part of Homeland security employees who do great work. They're on our borders. They're in our skies. They do in-depth investigations, and they generally don't get enough credit. So that's what the foundation is all about. I thought last night was just a terrific night. It had a great feeling to it, and to have you there was really special as well. You and Carol and Artie, you guys are stars, and that certainly elevates it.
No, we're in awe of you, Ray Kelly. I'll tell you. And before I'm going to talk to.
You were afraid to ask him for a photo.
That's Carol, Commissioner. Because I have such.
I wish I was taller, Carol.
Good morning, Commissioner. You are a man of great stature. No worries about that.
So it's true. Arthur knows this, and I'm out there. There's Ray Kelly, man, and I know Greg. And Greg's a buddy, but Ray, this is Ray, and forgive me, Commissioner. I know he's very humble, guy, as you know, Arthur, right? So I was going to get a picture, and then in the craziness of the evening, people whisked Commissioner Kelly away. I lost my.
I know, but your face fell. I mean, it was like your face literally fell, and he was like, "Oh, I wanted a picture with Ray Kelly."
Who rescued me?
And I said, "Well, ask him." He goes, "But he's like running away." I'm like. I run over to Ray Kelly. I'm like, Commissioner, would you mind taking a photo with Joe over there? It's like I can ask for someone else, but I couldn't ask for me.
Yeah. You were definitely one of the stars of the show. I saw so many members of the service come over to you and thank you and whisper in your ear and thank you for all you did, and you enhanced my career and all your public service. Yes. So you should feel great.
Well, I certainly enjoyed it. It was a terrific night. Saw a lot of familiar faces, a lot of old friends. So it was great for me.
Yeah, and Commissioner, what about happened in Toronto? Do we know if this was a terror attack or not, sir?
Well, that would be the sort of initial reaction. That certainly was my reaction when I heard about it, but it's gotten a little more complicated. Investigators certainly in Toronto, but also here in the U.S. have looked at this individual, and they're questioning, first of all, he has no criminal record. And he wasn't on anybody's radar screen. But they're questioning some posts that he made on Facebook about an individual whose name is Elliot Rodger. Now, Elliot Rodger was a mass shooter in Isla Vista, California in 2014. He killed 7 people, I think wounded 14 others. But he wrote a manifesto. The manifesto is like 140 pages long, and in essence, it's a diatribe against women. This individual was apparently rejected by women, and some sort of cult had sprung up, apparently, from this manifesto. Obviously, they're trying to get more information about it, but I certainly thought it was almost a standard terrorist attack now. You know, we had one here, Sapop, this person's name was down here in Battery Park, where he killed 8 people. That was just 6 months ago, and we've had these incidents all over, certainly Western Europe, but this may be a little bit different.
What's going on with the mental illness aspect? What in regard to what you're talking about, the Waffle House shooting in Parkland? How as a law enforcement official, Commissioner, how do you see that? How do you see the red flags, and how do we stop this?
Well, it's just not enough information, not enough regulations about people with mental disorders. You know, to get into the gun database, and I'm not sure if the AR-15 was his father's or his own, but in order to get into the gun database, as far as a mental problem is concerned,
Yeah.
you have to be adjudicated as a mentally unfit. That means you have to be involuntarily put into an institution. That is a very, very high bar, and states only give that information voluntarily. They're not mandated to give it to the federal government. So there's a huge, huge hole in the background check system. Whether or not it would have applied here, but if you look at his record, I mean, he's done a lot of strange things. He jumped over the White House fence.
Yep.
He confronted people. He was wearing a pink dress. I mean, this is obviously a deranged individual that certainly didn't get the treatment that he deserved, and results in four deaths. So we need to address that gap. There is legislation in Congress to fill it, but who knows what's going to happen down there with it.
This is the legend Commissioner Ray Kelly with Piscopo in the Morning. Carol Alt in the studio with us. Arthur Aidala. Frankie Five Boroughs is here. Albert as well. And you could call 877-970-2999. 829 right now. Commissioner Kelly, we saw 2 weeks ago these two Florida police officers murdered while having lunch. Is there a war on cops, sir?
Well, I think there's always a war on cops. It sort of ebbs and flows, but there's always people out there who hate police. I mean, in the 1970s, in this city, when I was on patrol, we had, in 1971, for instance, 15 police officers killed in this city. 12 of them were, and this is where Piagentini and Jones shooting took place. Shortly after that, we had Forster and Laurie, 2 police officers assassinated. I mean, police always have to be on guard. As we can see, there's a lot of people out there with mental problems, with a lot of hatred, and police. Look, they're sitting ducks in many ways. You can have some body-resistant armor on or whatever, but unfortunately, you can't be on guard all the time. These 2 officers, I believe, were in a diner, and they were just assassinated again. So that's part of the job, unfortunately. That's something you have to accept when you sign on to be a police officer.
And Commissioner Kelly, forgive me, because you are one of the most humble individuals that we know. When people come onto this program, they sometimes go right to the administration. If you were offered to be director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, sir, that's something that Frank Morano has talked about from day one, would you consider it?
Well, that's not going to happen. But I appreciate the I appreciate the
You're not
the
even
thought.
thinking,
I think the individual there now is very competent and well regarded.
Sure. And Commissioner O'Neill doing a good job. I was with Cardinal Dolan. What's with all the Irish guys? Can you get an Italian guy in there, Commissioner, once in a while though?
I said the department looks like the Holy Name breakfast in 1962.
It's so true.
All these Irish guys.
Yeah. Commissioner Kelly, thank you. Carol says thank you. It's just great to have you. And that was great last night,
It was great last night. Thank you, Commissioner.
Great being with you.
And thanks for the picture, Commissioner. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Artie sends his best, and Frankie Morano as well, sir. Thank you. Commissioner Ray Kelly right there. He is the legend. Longest-serving commissioner of the NYPD. He's got a great book, too, called Vigilance. Piscopo.
Everybody knows this guy. Now, everybody knows he can do a radio show. Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.